What's up, boys? Data782 here with episode 14 of Fixing the Franchise here in the 2022 offseason with the Montreal Canadiens. In the last episode, we were left with a lot of questions, the biggest being going after Drew Doughty potentially in free agency, and a lot of trades that we want to make for moving out players like maybe Sherbak, Spurgeon, flipping Roman Yossi, picking up a starting goalie. So I went through a lot of teams looking for potential moves. I tried to make a few deals with Calgary for Tyler Parsons. They really don't want to move him though. They have no other goaltenders in their system. Plus, they don't want to give him up. So that didn't really work. Same story over in Detroit. Even though they have a good backup in Lindgren, they didn't want to move Korpisalo. And same with the Islanders with Eric Comrie. They didn't want to move him. They don't really have a back. They do actually, but if they're not interested in giving him away, it's really like you got to pry it out of their hands, which makes it almost impossible. So what I've been looking at is I went through the entire league for goaltenders that are on the block. Looks like it's pretty much just Michael Novrith and over in Nashville, Jussi Soros, or how would you say it? You'd say it, yeah, Jussi Soros. He is listed as a starting goaltender, 83 overall, has the starter potential, which means he's able to grow to like an 84, 85, even though he's getting a bit older. He's never played more than, he had a big season last year, 54 games. He had 6 shutouts, 916 save percentage. Not the best goalie in the world, but I don't have many options, and I like him in real life. I think he's a good player that could rise to a starter in Montreal. So I'm going to try to get Saros. Doesn't have the most trade value either, which is good. And here I want to dump salary, so I'm looking to move a defenseman, either Spurgeon or Jules. Yeah, I'll move Spurgeon with that 5.2 mil cap hit. I'm going to move him. I'm giving up more value, so maybe I could take back a... Can I take back a first if I gave them something like a third? Let's see that. No, isn't sufficient. No. I'll settle for a second then. Can I get a second and a third? Would that be crazy? Second and a third. Spurgeon for Saros and a second and a third. Second and a sixth with Saros. Yes, a second and a sixth with Saros for Jared Spurgeon. So welcome to the team, Jussi Soros, the new starter on this team. That clears up a lot of cap space as well. We took back some cap, but having 5 mil off the books, plus we'd have to re-sign him next year. That's good to get off for us. And now a bigger deal that I'm looking to make. So here's what I'm looking to do. This one is the crazy one. I want to flip Roman Yossi. That is what I want to do first of all. I also want to move a forward for another forward for a big name. So I don't want to move Scheifele just yet. Connor, no. Drouin, no. Galchenyuk, maybe. But I'm looking at either Sherbak or Hoffman that I would move. And Hoffman is taking up a lot more money. Had a very disappointing season after we picked him up. He didn't do much. He ended up with 47 points, but I don't know, just really wasn't happy with him on the team. He's taking up a lot of money, so I'm going to try throwing him in. So it'll be Hoffman and Yossi. That together, that's $12.34 million of cap space. And I looked through the league for a bunch of... I'm looking for left wings to replace Hoffman on the first line, so I could put Connor on the second line. Kyle Connor, that is. So I looked through a bunch of teams. I looked at Shane Nesbitt on the New Jersey Devils here, who is a franchise potential. He's really good, 87 overall, 19 years old. But the player that I want to get, I also looked at Nick Ritchie on Anaheim, who had like a 90-point season. But who I want is Brady Tkachuk. Brady Tkachuk, he is a 22 years old. He is a power forward, high elite potential. Was taken 4th overall in 2018. Look at his defensive stats, first of all. 92 awareness, 98 shot blocking, 91 stick checking. Look at his physicality with his strength, his body checking. His offensive awareness also at 94. He has 5-star skating, 4-star puck skills. Hand-eye is a bit low, but everything else is high. And his shooting is pretty decent as well, as can be seen from his 32-goal, 41-point assist, 73-point season he's just coming off of with a plus 18. So he doesn't get like 50 goals and 85, 90 points, but he is a fantastic first-line player who's going to be continuing to grow. You know, I wanted maybe Nick Ritchie, but he's already 26, 27, 28, somewhere around there, and 89 overall. But I really want to look to get Brady Tkachuk. So according to the trade value, we're giving up more right now, but they also don't want to give him up. So what I'm thinking of doing is, I think as of now it'll go through, but I'm gonna try to take back. I could take like for example, if I took 2 seconds, it looks pretty even, but they're not gonna do that. So I'm gonna try taking back maybe a third, fourth, and a fifth. Maybe let's try that. What are they gonna say? Not rejected. See, I think I could get. I think it's close though. Let's try this. Roman Yossi, an elite defenseman. Mike Hoffman, a first, second line forward, to a hopeful Detroit Red Wings for Brady Tkachuk, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. What do they say? Trade accepted. That is huge. Huge, huge, huge. And now we have $10 million of cap space. So look at that. So we have Saros and Nets. We're going to need a backup goaltender. We have to sign a backup. We have forwards. We have Brady Tkachuk right there. Going to play first line with Scheifele and Galchenyuk probably. Maybe even Connor on the first line. What's Connor listed as? He's a first line forward. Imagine 2 huge power forwards on that first line with Scheifele in between them. I don't know. Drouin on that second line with Connor. Sherbak, I still want to think about moving maybe. DeBrusk hasn't been really impressive. He's a third line scoring forward. I'll keep him for next season. And then defensively, so as of next season, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's say if I move, I want to move Mete right away as well, actually. I want to move Mete. So I'm going to move Mete. Blackhawks. Yeah, let's go to the Blackhawks. Can I get a second round pick for Mete, straight up? Victor Mete for a second round pick? No. Can I get Victor Mete? How about with the 7th? No. Give up our 5th. See what they say to that. Victor Mete and a 5th to the Chicago Blackhawks for a second round pick. All right. So as of now, we have 1 second, 1 first, 3 seconds, a third, 2 fourths, 1 fifth, 2 sixths, and 2 7th round picks in the upcoming draft. As of now, we have about $11 million of cap space. I want to sign 1 third pairing defenseman. I want to try for Drew Doughty and also get a backup goaltender because now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have 4 guys who can play in the NHL. So either I can move. No, I'm gonna go to free agency now. About $12 million of cap space. So I think what I said last episode was 4 years. I'm going to offer 9.5 to Drew Doughty. 9.550. 4 years. That'll bring him to when he's 36 years old. 93 overall, top 2D. I'm going to give him that offer, see what he says. He would be huge for the team. Don't even need to mention that he has 5-star puck skills, senses, defense. He can also put up points, 52, 62, 76 points. Weird plus-minus seasons, plus 36, and last year negative 31. So I think on our team he'd be able to do a lot better, especially with like Butcher, Gardner, Carlson, all those guys there. I also want to get a third pairing defenseman. To all these guys who are top 6, but these guys want way too much. Danny DeKeyser, Gravel, Kevin Gravel, defensive defenseman. He's going to play with Juleson, who's a 2-way. Kevin Gravel wouldn't be the worst. How does he do? Kevin Gravel. Let me look at some guys here. Yeah, it looks like Gravel's the best option. Alsner, not really going for him. DeKeyser, really bad plus-minus in the last few years. So I'm going to try offering Gravel a contract. So I want to give him 3 years. He only wants 2.1 if I give him 2 years. I have people coming in the system, so I'll give him 2 years. Give him 2 years, 2 mil. Because, yeah, like 2 years, 2 mil. See what he says to that. That brings me down to $10 million of cap space. Okay, I'm gonna. I also want a backup goaltender here. Grubauer, no. Kemper, no. Hutchinson, bit too much. Tyson Jerry, maybe. Maybe Marc-Andre Fleury, huh? How do you do? What do you do in the recent years? Last year played 64 games. 27, 31, and 5. Not the best save percentage. Rough here. Maybe in a backup role he'd be a lot better though. Fleury, come home to Montreal. Tyson Jerry has a couple teams interested in him. 8, 9, and 6. 8, 9, 9 save percentage. No, not the best. Scott Darling. Darling, backup goalie. 9.50 last year with 1 shutout. He played backup time. think I'm gonna go with Fleury though. Give him that 1-year contract. 1 year, I'll give him 1.750 for 1 year. Let's see what he says to that. Also want to look at any prospects, any goalie prospects. Ahinen, this guy, medium elite, interesting. All right, I'll offer you a contract, give you the max deal. You have a lot of teams interested, 7 teams interested in him though, so I'm not super hopeful. Forwards, no one crazy here. Corpik Carey, Kozanov. I'll give these guys some contracts. Give me a sec. We'll send out 5 contracts. Usually maybe like 2 out of those 5 will sign with me. That's why I send out so many. And I think we're over the cap by a bit. I don't want these players to not sign with me. They're gonna be like, oh, I wanted to sign with you, but your cap didn't allow it. Really don't want that to happen. So let me see if there's any moves that I can make to free up a little bit of cap. So here's who I'm looking to get back in a possible trade that I'm looking at. It's Jordan Eberle for the 3rd line. I'm looking at right wingers, and man, they are overpaid like crazy in the on other teams. Like guys who are 81 getting paid $5 million. So I'm looking to move out another right winger, Nikita Sherbak. He's making 4.7 for 1 more year. He's going to want even more. He's listed as a 2nd line forward. He's going to play on the 3rd line. Last year, he only got 10 goals, 26 assists. I'm really not happy with his production as of late. Eberle also listed as a 2nd line forward, but he's making less. Better shooting category for the most part. 88s across the board. Actually, better. Yeah, Sherbak has a better shooting, but Eberle, look at his points in the last few years. 54, 63, 61. Better than Eberle by far. I mean, better than Sherbak by far. But I also don't want to hang on to so much salary, and Sherbak's value is more than Eberle's. So I'm going to see if I can get Buffalo to retain maybe 1.5 of Eberle's contract, because if they can do that, then he's only going to cost me 2.5, which would really help out my cap situation. So I'm going to offer them Sherbak for Eberle, straight up player-wise, with them retaining some salary. And would a first be crazy? Yeah, they would be. I'm going to try to get, let's say, a 2nd and a 3rd back, something like that. What would they say to this? Yeah. So I think that Sherbak for Eberle, with them retaining 1.5 mil, and a 6th and a 7th will go through. I think if I took on Eberle's full cap hit, I could get some better picks out of it, but I'm not going to. I'd rather have the cap space than a few extra picks in a draft where I already have a lot of picks. So I'm going to see what they say. Yeah, no to that. Well, just a 6th. Come on. Just a 7th? What did they say? Just a 7th. Alright, so just $1 million of cap retained. He's going to have a 3 mil cap hit. Let's see what they say to this. Trying a bunch of different permutations here. Alright, so I'm just going to try it straight up here. Sherbak for Eberle, but 1.5 mil retained. See what they say about that. No. Because they could really use Sherbak in a 2nd line role. Have him be much more valuable. Come on. Alright, how about this? You take 2 mil. And I will take half of Sherbak's for 1 year. Actually, no, I can't do too much. Something like that. So in the end, I am losing 4.7, gaining back 1, so I'm losing 3.7, and I gained 2, so I'm losing 1.7. I'm losing 1.7 off the books. Alright, that is doable. Now can I add picks? No. Ay, ay, ay. So something like this, I would be losing, I'd be saving 1.245 on the cap. Okay. Come on, boys. What am I doing? How can I accept that? Alright, I will take Eberle's contract then, and you will give me a 1st round pick, because I will give you a 2nd round pick back. Let's see, I'll even give mine. Come on. They are hopeful. Must be a lottery pick, maybe. 2 seconds for a 1st and a 3rd. 2 seconds for a 1st and a 5th and a 6th. Okay. Nikita Sherbak, 2 second-round picks to the Buffalo Sabres for Jordan Eberle, full contract, but a first and a fifth and a seventh round pick. So now we have 2 firsts, 1 second, 1 third, 2 fourths, 2 fifths, 2 sixths, and 2 sevenths in the upcoming draft. A little more cap space to play with to sign those free agents, and Jordan Eberle to play on the third line. So let's begin advancing the days and see what our free agent offers have to say. 1 day, nothing. Day 2, nothing. Day 3, crucial day. Here we go. Maroon rejects. McKenna accepts, one of the prospects. Korpikari rejects. 2 of them go to Vegas. Kozanov accepts, so 2 say yes, 2 say no, 3 say, so 2 say yes, 3 say no. Exactly what I said. About 2 out of 5 will sign. All right, any big names here? No. All right, next day we're looking for Fleury, Gravel, and Doughty. Day 5, Gravel accepts. All right, he's gonna play third pairing with Juleson. Marc-Andre Fleury accepts. Great. He will be playing back up to UC Soros. Henry next. He goes to the Vegas Golden Knights, of course. Let me just make sure we have enough cap space for that 9.550 offer. Yeah, we have enough space. Doughty, 7 teams interested. That 9.550 offer is still there. Will he sign it? Yes, Drew Doughty. Welcome to the Montreal Canadiens. That is a huge, huge, huge piece for us moving into next season. So let's check out this team, man. How much cap space do we have? 1.945. Could have kept Sherbak, but just it wasn't just for the cap that we moved him. So forwards, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So probably we'll see some growth for some people. McCarron will probably be there. Maybe sign some depth in free agency once the season starts. Eberle hopefully will grow. He has that top 6 potential, so he could still grow, like 84 or something in a good season. Galchenyuk should be, up to an 88 like usual, like he was. Drouin should be at 89. Scheifele should be at 90. Kachuk is huge there. Defensively, we have Doughty and Carlson, Gardner, Butcher, and then Juleson, Gravel. So there's the top 6 right there. Simon Bourque might crack it. Cale Fleury might crack it. Gravel, who knows? Maybe I'll just trade him once the season comes. Who knows? Just for insurance to have him there. Maybe just keep him as depth. Who knows? And goaltending, we have UC Soros and Marc-Andre Fleury backing him up in his hometown team. McNiven, Spezza in Laval, Grumey Morris, and Smoskowski growing with our elite potential. So those were the big moves that we made. I'm gonna save the file right away. We went from hopeful to champion status, and I'm gonna save this up, and then we'll check who the rest of the league signed as well. So the Colorado Avalanche signed Michael Hutchinson. We signed Doughty, Gravel, and Fleury. Jeff Carter off to Buffalo. Tristan Jarry to the Blue Jackets. Patrice Bergeron to the Blues. He must have a really low overall. I didn't even see him. Grubauer to the Jets on a 2-year deal. Gustav Nyquist to the Penguins. Josh Manson to the Knights. Ahaninia to the Knights. Any other big names? I think that's all it shows me. So those are all the big names that have gone so far in the NHL. So we're going to continue simulating on to the next season so we can check out lines, captains, and do all that good stuff. Offer to trade here, a first and a third for Jake Gardner. I will decline that. No, thank you. He's probably on the block. Galchenyuk and Gardner for an elite defender and a 3rd-round pick. This guy better be really good if I'm going to trade Galchenyuk and Gardner. DeVoe, 22-year-old. Are you serious? Gotta fix my trade block if they're gonna keep sending me stuff like this. So Jacobs accepts our qualifying offer. He will be our depth defenseman in the NHL for this season. So Heponiemi has been tendered an offer sheet of 2 years, $1.09 million by the Sharks. I do have the cap to match, but I wouldn't get any compensation. I don't think I want to really do this. Heponiemi is okay, 77 overall, 23 years old, good depth, good shooting category, plays well in Laval, coming off a 56-point season. I don't know if I want to sign him for $1 million on a team where I'm tight with cap. Probably gonna pass on that. Remind me in 6 days. I can't say no. Match or remind me. Okay, remind me in 6 days then. Bork accepts qualifying offer. Okay, Simon Bork. He'll be good. Okay. Now's my last chance. Do I match or do I just continue? Hepanyemi, man. I have a lot of guys in Laval. I'm gonna continue. Thank you for your service, but too many guys. Gardner for a top. No, I remember that guy. I wanted to draft him. He only ended up being top 4 though. I don't even have anybody on my trade block. Must be my surplus or whatever, but I don't feel like taking the time to fix all that right now. It's just gonna be changed at the start of the season anyways by my assistant GM, who seems to be incompetent. Jordan Eberle for Jet Wu. Huh. Jet Wu. How's Jet Wu doing? 22 years old, 76 overall, top 4D potential. Still only listed as a minor top 2D. 17 points in the AHL last year. Nah, I'm okay. Interesting offer. I will give that to the Ducks. Finally, an offer that made me think a bit. Eberle for a first round pick. First round pick for Eberle. Leafs are a contending team. Is it 2023's next year's draft, huh? Man, that is tempting. Who's gonna play that third line? No, I'm gonna wait to see what my lines are before I want to trade Eberle for a pick. So here we are at the next season now. We can now take a look at our lines. So I will make those edits and then we'll take a look. So after looking at the lines, Gravel definitely expendable. I have Simon Bork and Cale Fleury ready to go on defense. I had him just kind of as insurance, and it looks like I no longer need him. Good defensive category, but it's not gonna work out for him. I can't have Bork and Fleury both playing in Laval when they are both able to play in the NHL. Plus, I have prospects playing in Laval. Like Jalen here, I signed him just so I could trade him pretty much. He has some value left, the low top 4, but he also has no room in Laval. So I'm going to try to move them to a rebuilder who has contract spots. That would be the Boston Bruins. See what I can get out of this deal. I'm not looking really for much. Well, maybe I can get a second if I give back a pick as well. These guys are a third for a second and a 6th to Boston. No, well, just a second. How about that? No, still no. Okay. I just got to get something for these guys. I don't really care. Third round pick. Go cheer in the streets. Nope. Okay, forget it, Boston. See you later. Minnesota has a contract spot. Let's try sending them to Minnesota. Can we get Dallas a second round pick? No, I want your second round pick. And I'll give you a pick back as well. These guys in a 4th for a second. Quite far off in value. Alright, let's make it a 3rd. Fantastic. Really good deal. We're saying yes. I hope you know what you're doing. Yeah, I know what I'm doing, Bello. Thanks for the help. So those guys are out of here. Got a 3rd round pick out of it, and now I'll continue on to the lines. So here are the lines for 2022-2023. The first line, you have Brady Tkachuk, Mark Scheifele, and Spencer Connor. I'm not sure if I'm going to stick with power forward, playmaker, power forward. That's what I'm going to do for now, though. Second line, Kyle Connor, Jonathan Drouin, Alex Galchenyuk. Third line, I have Eberle and DeBrusk on their off wings, playing with Ryan Poehling between them, who hasn't grown anymore from 82. Looking for another good year out of him, though. Lawton, Stasiak, and I put Kropacek here on the 4th line this season. He's 77 overall. McCarron's at a 75, so I'll bring up McCarron for depth. I'll have him scratched, but yeah, nothing special for McCarron this year. Defensively, I think I'm going to keep Butcher up with Doughty. I don't want to put Carlson and Doughty on the same pairing just yet, unless it's like an emergency. I'm going to keep it as that for now. Butcher and Doughty on the first pair, Gardner and Carlson on the second pair, and then Juleson and Simon Bork is now listed as a top 6D. I'll have them on the 3rd pairing. Hopefully it won't be too rough defensively. I might switch Gardner down, put Juleson up, move those around. We'll see what happens. Goaltending, sadly, I didn't notice that Fleury dropped to a 78 overall from an 80. He was an 80 or 81, dropped to a 78. Hopefully he can still do well. If not, I'll probably have to move him for a better backup, but I'll keep him there for now. Saros starting goaltender at 83 overall. Power play is going to look like this. I'm thinking of keeping Galchenyuk, Scheifele, Drouin together because that's usually what has worked. These guys, everyone shoots left here. Eh? Scheifele shoots right. Everyone else shoots left. Doughty and maybe I'll put Butcher there. Left-handed shot, yeah. Carlson go right-handed shot here. Connor Kachuk will go here. Paling. Might switch this around as always. Just preliminary lines. Definitely not doing this for penalty kill. Hold on. I'll try this for the penalty kill. Shifley and Kachuk, obviously, two really good defensive players. Kachuk, 5-star defensive. Stasiak, I'm going to try. He only plays on the 4th line. He has that low elite potential, so I'm going to try to grow him. He's 4-star defensive, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Connor's going to go with him. He's 4.5-star defensive. Plus, you have Carlson and Gardner. So, try to see how Stasiak does. If that works out, I will keep him there. Hopefully it does, because I do want to give him that ice time. Last year, he only played on the 4th line, and did have a good season. He got, last season, he played all 82 games, I think, as well. Yeah, 18 points in 82 games as a 4th line center. Not the worst, so looking to see what he can do this year. So that's it for the lines pretty much. Scratch will be, I'm going to call it McCarron as well. And then, then we'll look at Laval. So yeah, McCarron and Jacobs will sit in the scratched category. In the AHL over here, of course, they put guys like Brawl back in the lineup for some reason, so I will fix that. So these will be the lines over in Laval. Esposito, Bitten, Smirnov, all these guys. Boutain, low top 6 potential. Kervin, low elite potential. Try grow these guys as much as possible. Low top 6. Low elite for McKenna. Could probably put him here, yeah. Defensively, you have Clymer, who I'm looking to grow a lot. Fleury, who's still going to be possibly depth, depending if Jacobs is needed. Someone further than Jacobs is needed, because he has to go through waivers, which is the problem now. Robertson, Hedekin. Goaltenders, this will be McNiven's last season probably as starting in Laval, because you have Spezza coming up. You have Cope, who's scratched over here. Cope is scratched, and you have the 2 medium elite goaltenders who are coming up the system as well. So yeah, a lot of these random AHL players who are here. Yeah, so those will be the lines in Laval for this season. Captains and jerseys will remain the same in the NHL. Scheifele, Galchenyuk, and Carlson, all with A's. I don't think I'm going to have any captain once again this season. No one stepped up last year, that's for sure. So I'm going to keep it like that in the NHL. In the AHL, I'm not sure the captains are there. Bitten is captain with Fleury and Clymer assistants. Clymer just got there. I'm not going to give him an A just yet. Who's been there for a while? Who deserves the A? Esposito had a good year last year, right? Why not? Doesn't mean anything. Give that to Esposito. Actually, Smirnov, he played in the AHL a bit too, and he was a good player over in Laval. So I'll give that to him. Those are the captains done. Looking at goaltenders here in free agency, Darcy Kemper, who wanted like $3 million, his asking price came down to $2 million, and he's also listed as a starter. I wouldn't mind having him as a backup instead of Fleury, if depending on how Fleury does. So I'm gonna keep a tab on him, maybe simulate a month or two. See how Fleury does. There's Henrik Lundqvist at 40 years old, still wants to play. What a legend. Yeah, so I'll keep a tab on Kemper, see what happens with Fleury, if he can handle the big show. And with all that complete, I think I'm going to simulate up to the preseason and just simulate the first 7 preseason games, see how everything looks, and then we'll end off this one and begin the regular season next episode. So let us simulate these 7 preseason games. 5-2 win against the Senators, 4-2 loss against the Lightning, 3-2 win against the Panthers, 3-2 loss against the Sabres, 2-2-0. Maple Leafs, we win 3-2. Red Wings, we lose 2-1. And the Bruins, we win 4-3. So we end the preseason 4-3-0. Let's check out how the points went. Spencer Connor, 8 points in 7 games. Very nice. So Spencer Connor, 8 points. Galchenyuk, 7 points. Drouin, 6. Doughty, 5. Carlson, 5. Connor, 4. Kachuk, only 4, but not too worried about him. Scheifele, 4. Eberle, 2. Stasiak, Lawton, Gardner, DeBrusk. DeBrusk needs to step it up. 1 assist as a sniper through 7 games. Gotta see more than that. Juleson and Bork are -3, -1 respectively. Okay. Everyone else is even or a plus. And goaltenders, Saros 3-1-0. I didn't play 9 games, so I don't know who came in as backup where. Fleury 1-3-0 with a 900 save percentage. Ay, ay, ay. Definitely a name that I might want to move. So let me know your thoughts about Fleury. Maybe if I got rid of Fleury and got Kemper, Saros and Kemper can play like 40 games each or something, you know, without having to have one guy carry the whole load. So let me know your thoughts about all that. Looking to begin the season against the Nashville Predators. Wow, Carey Price and the Nashville Predators. That is going to be a big game. So I'll see you on opening night against the Predators. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.